back to Metro Morning Live. It is time now for our segment that we call the Success Doctor. And joining us this morning, once again, is Dr. Eldridge Henderson. He is the CEO of the Action Leaders Forum 369. And he's also, listen to this now, Dr. Henderson is a program guide and keynote speaker. Also, he speaks for colleges, family reunions, churches, conferences, retreats, and community organizations. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, sir.
You're quite busy there, Doc.
All the time, sir.
Well, Doc, since we last spoke, since we last had our interview, there's been a lot happening in the political world with one Donald Trump, the Republican presidential nominee. He has really put his foot in his mouth this time, Doc. He was caught on tape saying a lot of bad things, and this has really affected him.
It has.
It has affected him a lot. And, you know, since that time they had a debate, he and Hillary Clinton. Who do you think won that debate?
Well, I must be factual. Mm-hmm. Hillary Clinton won this last debate. Mm-hmm. He won the first one. And you're going to see some downturns from now on, sir, and they're going to be exciting. And I just can't wait until November the 28th just to see what the outcome is going to be. It's going to be interesting the next 30 days.
Now, this opinion, that's your opinion, that he won the first one and lost the second?
Well, some others say it, but, you know, some say he didn't.
I think he lost both of them.
Well, that's what you're supposed to think.
Yes,
we
sir.
talk about this all the time.
Yes, sir. Okay, because we don't agree on stuff.
Too much.
All
That's
right.
correct.
Well, with all of this happening to Donald Trump now, with these leaked tapes out, will he win the presidential election?
It's going to be unlikely, but it is possible. And I must admit, if he would use similar information on Hillary Clinton and attack her health with some documents and some of the other things she has lied about throughout the years, he can win. Mm-hmm. But they are very, very serious about checking information, just like Clinton and her boys, and they probably trying to find anything they can so they can come back and have a deal where he can get himself in a better light. But it's tough and serious, man. It's serious.
Yeah. Well, since he made these comments 11 years ago, some of the leading Republicans are not supporting him. Now, is this a good strategy?
Well, it's not. Mm-hmm. Those guys ought to be like Hillary Clinton. You're supposed to stand by your man and tell him in private how you disagree with what he has said and stick with it. Look at how nice she was with Bill Clinton when he was indulging in what we call undercover activities. She stuck by him, supported him in public, and I would be surprised if you would get the tapes what they were saying in private in the White House. But every time she would come out with a fixed smile on her face and support Bill, and he didn't lose his office.
But Doc, Trump is on tape pretty much confessing to sex crimes, and he says it on the tape. So I would understand how people would jump ship from him.
Well, those are the people that didn't want him in the first place. If you would read the polls, you will find that the people that already supported Trump is in a position to forgive him for those comments, and they were bad, they were terrible, they were not necessary, but those things happened in 2005, and his folks say, well, that's just the way men talk during those days. Now, I don't approve it, I disagree with it, but the facts are facts.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing that he kept saying was this locker room talk, and Doc, I've been in a lot of locker rooms.
Right.
I've never heard guys talk about stuff like that.
You have not?
No, sir, absolutely. The locker rooms I've been in, I mean, the guys talk about, you know, this guy beating them on a play, how we're going to affect this next guy, where they're going to go on vacation, stuff like that. But not to the extent that now there was some talk, but not to the extent of what he was calling it locker room talk. I've never had that.
You're under 60.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay. What do you say about Trump's situation?
His situation is bad, and I mean B-A-D-D-D, real bad. But now he can recover, I told you earlier, but it's going to be unlikely unless he has something to get from some of his aides. See, the reason he's not going to hardly recover, there's a guy named, let me check his name here. His name is David Brock. He works with Hillary Clinton indirectly. He's one of them big campaign men that get all this money from the big boys. And there are other tapes out there, and there's a $5 million fine that would be levied against anyone that released the tapes. And he has already put the word out. If someone would release these tapes, I'll pay the $5 million fine, and we can negotiate what you will charge us to do it. And if they can get those tapes in about 2 weeks, Trump would be best to just get on one of his planes and go on to China or somewhere and visit some of his hotels and other properties.
He should have been done that.
Well, that's your opinion on that. But I'm telling you the real facts.
Yes, sir.
It's sort of tough. It'll be difficult
Yes,
unless
sir.
he can get something. And if this guy, David Brock, can get those other tapes, and if I were Trump, I would leave before the election.
Well, Doc, let me ask you this now. A lot of people are saying that Hillary Clinton had something to do with the release of that tape. Is that possible?
Of course it's possible. See, she is smart enough not to tell David Brock to do it. Usually the campaign managers and supporters of the big candidates will get with the candidates and say, I have the following information. Look at this. Look at that. Pass the information around. And she would say, this is good, but I can't condone this kind of activity. Your job is to help me win. Now you go and make the decision. I don't have nothing to do with it. You know, there's a certain governor in New Jersey said the same thing about a bridge deal.
Okay.
And then you can walk away and deny and say you didn't have anything to do with it. And you are not 100% liar. You're just a 99% liar when you approve it and tell somebody else to go and do it, but I don't want to have anything to do with it. You ever heard of Pilate?
No, sir.
In the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
I have. Well, Doc, is there a way that Trump can fight back and hurt Hillary before the election?
Very difficult, but I don't think he'd be able to do it because the information that people have on Hillary and Bill is something that won't help him very much, especially the information they have on Bill. He tried that with those women at the last debate. They were sitting up there showcasing themselves. It didn't have anything to do with Hillary Clinton.
That's right.
Because she is very concerned about her future now. And you see, she didn't even mention that. And that's what she's supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, they are always saying that, you know, they're throwing stuff back on Bill Clinton, but he's not running for president.
That's exactly right.
Well, let me ask you this, Doc. What would you do if you had the unreleased tapes of Donald Trump? What would you do with it?
You want to put me on the spot.
Yes, sir.
You want me to give you some propaganda or just tell you the truth?
I want you to tell me the truth.
Well, I do.
I mean, give me the real news.
I make 3 calls. That's why I give the real news.
Because sometimes I feel like you're leaning towards.
Well, I don't care what you feel like,
Okay,
but you asked me a question.
Yes, sir,
What would
go
I
ahead.
do?
Yes, sir.
Well, I would make 3 calls.
Yes, sir.
I would call the President of the United States. I would call Hillary Clinton. And I would call the Attorney General, Miss Lynch, and show them my information. And I will let them tell me what those 3 minds would come up about the step that I should take with those tapes. The President of the United States, the Attorney General, and Hillary Clinton.
Wow. All right, Doc.
And then I will wait 24 hours and make a decision.
So at this point in time, is Donald Trump a cooked goose?
Well, he is cooked to the point where if he was in some cold water, he couldn't jump out of the pot.
All right, Doc. Well, I appreciate your analysis as always, and you want to let everybody know about your shows, Doc?
Well, I could do that.
Yes, sir.
You know, we have them on PED Network, that's Channel 18, every Wednesday at 6 p.m., Fridays, 5 p.m., and again, we give the real news, sir.
Yes,
we
sir.
don't shade it and color it.
That's what you say.
And try to satisfy the Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or the liberals. We just hit it hard and straight.
Would you endorse one of these candidates?
I would.
Which one you want to endorse, Doc?
I say I would endorse them, but not in 2016.
Okay.
I would let them slide this time. And I would look at one of the third-party candidates. You know, they got the Libertarian Party and the Green Party.
Yeah.
I would look at one of those guys, or that lady.
Well, one doesn't even know where
and
it
then,
is.
that's right, or I would do a write-in.
Okay.
I'll just write in someone else.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't agree on politics at all. But thank you, Doc. And
Thank you.
We'll see you back next week, sir.
Most certainly. I just want to say congratulations to you, though. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, sir. All right. Stay with us. More Metro Morning Live after the break.